All right, let's talk about something that can literally make or break your career, the business presentation. And no, we're not just going to talk about slides and bullet points today. We're going to completely change how you think about them, moving away from just dumping information and moving toward creating some real, lasting impact.
Come on, you've been there, right? Stuck in a presentation, your mind starts to drift, you're just watching the clock. We've all been there. Well, the good news is it really doesn't have to be that way. And your presentations, they can be the ones that people are actually talking about for all the right reasons.
So first things first, let's totally redefine what a presentation is. It's not just, talking in front of some slides. Think of it more like a strategic tool. It's something you use to grab attention, keep people interested, and this is the most important part, actually drive some kind of action.
Okay, so to build a presentation that really works, you need a solid foundation. And for us, that foundation is built on three, let's call them pillars. Seriously, if you can get these three things right, everything else just kind of falls into place.
First up, we have clarity. Now this sounds super obvious, right? But you'd be surprised how often it gets missed. All it means is that your message is sharp, it's focused, and it's just plain easy for everyone to get. No confusing jargon, no mess.
Next up is organization. Think of this like the roadmap you're giving your audience. A presentation that's well organized just flows. It moves smoothly from one point to the next, so people can follow along without even trying.
And our third and final pillar is connection. Honestly, this is the secret sauce. This is what makes your message really land. It's about making it resonate with people so it doesn't just go in one ear and out the other. It actually sticks. All right, so we've got our pillars. Now let's get into the first big phase, the blueprint. And listen, this is all the super important work you have to do before you even dream of opening up your presentation software.
It's actually a really simple two-step process, but the order here is everything. You have to know your audience first before you figure out what you're even going to say.
So, how do you get to know them? It's pretty simple. You just have to ask yourself three key questions. 1, what do these people actually value? 2, what do they already know about this topic? And 3, maybe the most important, what problem are you solving for them? Seriously, the answers to these questions are the bedrock of your whole presentation.
Okay, once you've got a handle on your audience, then you can build your structure. And hey, let's not reinvent the wheel. We're going to stick with the classic that's worked forever. A beginning, a middle, and an end. You need a strong hook at the start, a really clear middle where you lay out your case, and a powerful ending that makes your point unforgettable. It's that simple roadmap again. It just keeps everyone on track.
So our blueprint is done. Now it's showtime. This is the performance. This is where all that prep work pays off. It's about how you actually deliver your message and how you use your visuals.
Look, the words you say are only half the battle. Your delivery toolkit is what makes those words come alive. Think about it, your tone of voice, your pacing, your body language, even just making eye contact. All these little things can either make your message 100 times more powerful, or they can totally kill it.
And yeah, of course, we gotta talk about slides. Here's the #1 rule, the most important principle for any visual you use. Your slides are there to help you. They're not the main event. Their only job is to make your message clearer, not to pull focus away from what you're saying.
So you've got two choices, really. You've got the bad slides, the kind we see all the time, right? Cluttered, overwhelming, trying to cram a novel onto one screen. And then you've got the good slides, the goal, simple, focused, with each one supporting just one key idea. And that brings us to the most important thing. If you take away nothing else about slide design, please remember this number, 1. Just 1. One idea per slide. That's it. That's the golden rule. It forces you to be clear, and it keeps your audience locked in on your message. Okay, on to the final piece of our puzzle, that idea of connection. Here's the thing. A great presentation is a dialogue, not a monologue. You want to turn your audience from just a group of passive listeners into active participants. So how do you do that? Well, you can ask questions. You can pause and ask for feedback. But you know what your most powerful tool is? Stories. A simple, relevant story can completely change the game. It helps your message stick in a way that facts and figures just can't. Okay, let's wrap this all up. Let's talk about the big takeaway. If you boil everything down to one core idea, it's this. You have to shift your entire goal. And here it is. This is it. Business presentations are about impact, not information overload.
Your job isn't to be a fire hose of data. Your job is to create an impact, to change someone's mind, to get them to do something, to help them see the world a little differently.
So, how do you get to that impact? Well, the path is pretty clear, right? You prepare carefully. You get to know your audience. You structure your ideas clearly, so they're easy to follow. And then you deliver with confidence, making sure you and your slides are working together, not against each other.
And that's a wrap. So I'll just leave you with one final question to chew on. Thinking about everything we've just covered, what's the one thing, the single biggest thing, you're going to change for your very next presentation?